What the hell are you doing to my son? James Caldwell's voice sliced through the air like a blade. His eyes locked on Naomi as she stood frozen in the library, Ethan bundled against her back in the African wrap. The billionaire's fists clenched, veins bulging on his neck. Untie him now! That's barbaric. Treating him like some cargo from the third world. Naomi's jaw tightened, her arms instinctively shielding the baby. Mr. Caldwell, it's safe. Safe? Don't you dare lecture me! James stormed forward, yanking the wrap's edge. Ethan wailed, his tiny fists flailing in protest. Naomi's heart pounded, her fingers gripping tighter to steady the child. You're fired. Get out before I call security. His words hit like punches, echoing off the bookshelves. She stepped back, breath ragged, eyes flashing defiance. You don't understand. This wrap calms him, holds him close like a mother's embrace. But James cut her off again, snatching Ethan into his arms. The baby screamed louder, red-faced and inconsolable. Naomi's chest heaved, tears stinging but unshed. She wouldn't break in front of him. James thrust the child toward her one last time. Take your primitive junk and leave my house. The door slammed behind her, Ethan's cries piercing the silence left in her wake. James paced, his triumph souring as the baby's sobs refused to stop, a relentless echo of his rash fury. As Naomi's footsteps faded down the hallway, James clutched Ethan tighter, the baby's screams drilling into his skull like accusations. Little did this billionaire know, his snap judgment had just shattered the fragile peace his son had finally found. Wrapped in that ancient cloth, Ethan had felt secure for the first time since his mother's death. James's blind rage, fueled by unchecked bias, would soon unravel his perfect world, exposing truths he never saw coming. Hit that like button if you've ever judged too quickly. Drop a comment below. Have cultural traditions saved your family? Subscribe now for more stories of redemption and raw human drama. Stick around. What happens next will flip everything you thought you knew. James slumped into a chair, Ethan's wails unrelenting, his own hands trembling with doubt. The wrap lay discarded on the floor, a silent witness to the storm he'd unleashed. You think you're better than us, don't you? The landlord's sneer cut deep as Naomi slammed the eviction notice onto the kitchen table in her cramped Chicago apartment, her mother's frail hands shaking beside her. Bills piled high, hospital receipts for mom's heart meds, overdue tuition for her little sister's college, each one a hammer blow to Naomi's resolve. She bit her lip hard, blood tasting metallic, refusing to let the man see her crack. We'll pay. Just give us time. Time's up, sweetheart. Pack your junk. He snatched the key copy from her grasp, his boots thudding out the door. Naomi's fist balled, nails digging into palms as she turned to her mother, whose eyes welled with defeat. We can't lose this place, Mom. Not after Dad. Her voice cracked sharply, but she swallowed it down, pulling out the heirloom African wrap from the drawer. Vibrant threads woven by her grandmother. A lifeline of strength passed through generations. She clutched it tight, feeling its warmth pulse against her skin, a reminder of unbreakable bonds amid the chaos. Her phone buzzed harshly on the counter, an unknown number flashing. Naomi snatched it up, breath held. Hello? The voice on the other end, a crisp recruiter, offered escape. A nanny job in Boston, salary triple her current scrape. Her heart raced, fingers tracing the wrap's patterns. I'll take it. But doubt gnawed fiercely. Leaving meant risking everything, yet staying meant breaking. She hung up, hugging her mother close, the wrap draped over them like armor. 3 months ago, survival demanded bold moves, and Naomi's steel core ignited. She'd fight for her family, no matter the cost. That discarded wrap in Boston now echoed this desperate start, a thread pulling her into James's store. Accept the job or watch your family crumble. Naomi's mother's whisper sliced through the tension as they huddled over the phone in their dim Chicago kitchen, the eviction notice still crumpled on the table. Naomi's pulse hammered, her fingers white-knuckled around the receiver after hanging up on the recruiter. The offer burned in her mind. Nanny for a billionaire in Boston, pay enough to crush the bills, cover mom's meds, and secure her sister's future. But the leap terrified her, leaving behind the only home she knew, thrusting into a world of wealth that sneered at her roots. She paced the worn linoleum, the African wrap clutched in one hand like a talisman. It's too far, Mom. What if they treat me like dirt? Her voice edged sharp, fear twisting her gut. Mom gripped her arm, nails pressing firm. Girl, we've got nothing left here. That wrap your grandma gave, it's for carrying burdens. Carry this one. Naomi's breath hitched, memories flooding. Dad's deathbed promised to hold strong, the wrap binding their family through storms. The decision clawed at her. She dialed back, voice steel hard. I'll start next week. Hanging up, she packed swiftly, tucking the wrap deep in her suitcase, a secret weapon against the unknown. Doubt surged, but survival demanded it. She'd prove her worth, shield her loved ones, no matter the walls ahead. In Boston, that same wrap would become her undoing and her salvation, pulling her into James's unyielding grip. Follow my rules or pack your bags now. James's command barked out as Naomi stepped through the grand doors of the Boston mansion, her suitcase thudding against the marble floor. The air hit cold, sterile, like a tech lab, cameras blinking red in every corner, no warmth to chase the chill. She straightened her spine, necklace pendant digging into her collarbone, a sharp reminder of home amid this fortress of glass and steel. James loomed in the foyer, suit impeccable, eyes shadowed with grief he buried deep. This isn't some ghetto playground. Ethan gets the best. Monitors, schedules, no nonsense. His finger jabbed at a tablet screen, listing protocols left by his late wife, each one a chain he clung to, guilt from her death fueling his iron grip. Naomi nodded sharply, swallowing the retort burning her throat. Understood, sir. I'll keep him safe. He thrust the device at her. Cameras watch everything. One slip, you're gone. She took it, fingers steady despite the pulse racing in her veins. As he turned away, she glimpsed his hand tremble. A crack in the armor, the man haunted by loss, masking it with control. Naomi's jaw set firm. She'd navigate this minefield, prove her value. But the wrap hidden in her bag whispered rebellion. Touring the nursery, Ethan's faint whimpers echoed from the crib, the room stocked with gadgets but void of soul. Naomi's chest tightened. She'd fill that void, rules be damned, her drive rooted in her own fractured past. James's shadow lingered, his scrutiny a constant blade at her back. That hidden wrap waited, poised to ignite the fire James couldn't foresee. Stop that infernal crying, James's roar echoed from the hallway as Naomi rushed into the nursery, Ethan's wails piercing like shards of glass. The baby thrashed in his high-tech crib, monitors beeping frantic warnings, his face flushed crimson with unchecked distress. Naomi's hands moved swiftly, scooping him up, her body rocking instinctively to soothe the storm he'd endured since his mother's passing. No bond, no peace, just endless gadgets failing to fill the void. She pressed him close, humming a low melody from her childhood, but James burst in, eyes blazing. Put him down! Follow the protocol! Rock her on low, no holding past 5 minutes. His finger stabbed at the schedule pinned to the wall, guilt twisting his features into a mask of control. Naomi's grip tightened, her back stiffening against his glare. He's hurting, sir. Needs more than machines. Needs? You think you know better than experts? He snatched the baby away, Ethan's screams amplifying, tiny limbs kicking in protest. Naomi's fist clenched at her sides, nails biting skin, the pain grounding her rage. I've seen this before. Lost my dad young. Kids crave touch, not timers. But James shoved past her, depositing Ethan back in the crib, the cries swelling to a fever pitch. Alone later, Naomi vowed silent fury. She'd heal this broken boy, draw on her roots to bridge the gap. James's rules widened. Her necklace pendant warmed against her chest, fueling the fire. Ethan's sobs lingered in her ears, a call to arms she couldn't ignore. The wrap in her bag stirred thoughts of defiance, a spark ready to blaze against James's unyielding regime. Your kind always thinks instinct trumps science. James's accusation lashed out as he caught Naomi lingering too long by Ethan's crib, her hand hovering mid-air after another failed protocol session. The baby's cries rattled her bones, relentless since the last gadget malfunctioned, exposing the raw wound of his mother's absence. Complications at birth that left James shattered, guilt clawing his every decision. Naomi's shoulders squared, her necklace chain biting into her neck as she faced him. He's not a machine, sir. He needs what? Your backward ways? James snatched the monitor remote, clicking it off with a snap that echoed his fraying control. Ethan's sobs peaked, tiny chest heaving, but Naomi pressed on, voice slicing back. Connection? Like I lost with my dad. Cold rules killed his spirit. James's eyes narrowed, fists pounding the crib rail. Don't compare your sob story to my wife. She planned everything. Timers, feeds, no coddling. He shoved past her, his breath hot and ragged, masking the tremor in his voice from nights alone with the ghosts. Naomi's teeth ground together, pain shooting through her jaw, but she watched him storm out, the door slamming like a final verdict. Alone with Ethan, she scooped him up, defiant, his warmth against her stirring buried memories. Her father's death leaving her adrift, no embrace to anchor her. The protocols crumbled under the weight of truth. Gadgets failed where hearts could heal. Her fingers itched for the wrap hidden away, a forbidden cure pulsing with promise. James's lingering shadow fueled her resolve, the Muthuan brewing silently but fiercely, ready to erupt. Defy me and you're out, permanently. James's threat thundered as he caught Naomi humming softly to Ethan in the dead of night, her body swaying in rhythm that calmed the baby's whimpers where machines failed. The hum died in her throat, her arms locking around Ethan, instinct overriding fear. He's settling, sir. Just a lullaby from home. Home? This isn't your tribal village. James lunged forward, his hand clamping her shoulder, yanking her back. Ethan's eyes fluttered open, a brief peace shattered, his cry erupting anew. Naomi's muscles coiled tight, pain radiating from his grip, but she twisted free, voice a whip crack. Let go! He responds to this. My grandma's way, passed down. James's face contorted, shoving her against the wall. Superstition. Doctors say structure, not your voodoo swings. She shoved back hard, breath exploding from her lungs, Ethan's weight anchoring her fury. Call the doctor then. Prove me wrong. James hesitated, fingers flexing, then dialed viciously, the phone pressed to his ear like a weapon. The pediatrician answered curtly, confirming, emotional bonds over gadgets. Touch heals anxiety. Science backs it. James's face drained white, the phone dropping from his hand with a clatter. Naomi's heart slammed against her ribs, seizing the moment. See? It's not magic. It's real. But James stormed out, door crashing shut, leaving her trembling. Alone, she reached for the hidden wrap, wrapping Ethan securely, his cries fading to coos. Risk burned in her veins. This violation of rules could end her, but Ethan's calm fueled her gamble, roots clashing with James's iron world. The doctor's words echoed, a crack in James's armor, priming the secret rebellion to ignite. Hide that rag before I burn it myself. James's snarl exploded from the doorway as he nearly caught Naomi mid-wrap, her hands flying to conceal the African cloth binding Ethan snug against her. The baby's fussing halted abruptly, his body relaxing into the secure hold, coos replacing cries in a swift transformation that stunned her. Naomi's pulse thundered, sweat beading on her brow as she spun, shoving the wrap's edge under her shirt. Nothing, sir. Just settling him. James advanced, eyes drilling holes. Liar! I smell deceit. He reached out, fingers grazing her arm, but Ethan giggled softly, a sound foreign in this house of echoes, stopping James cold. Naomi's breath caught, her chest rising rapidly, shielding the child with her body. See? He's happy now. James's hand dropped, confusion flickering across his hardened face, but he backed off with a grunt. Keep it that way, or else. The door clicked shut, his footsteps fading like a retreating threat. Alone, Naomi exhaled sharply, unwrapping Ethan slowly, his eyes bright and alert, tiny hands grasping her necklace in trust. Joy surged through her veins, hot and fierce. This ancient method worked miracles, mending the boy's fractured spirit where James's tech faltered. But fear gnawed relentlessly. One slip and discovery would shatter it all. She rocked him gently, whispering vows. I'll protect you, little one. like my family protected me. Ethan's smile widened, a beacon in the shadows, fueling her secret defiance. Cameras blinked overhead, silent spies heightening the peril as her hidden success built walls of tension around James's oblivious empire. You're hiding something. Spit it out. James's interrogation hit Naomi like a slap as he burst into the nursery, camera feed clutched in his fist, replaying blurred footage of her shadowed movements with Ethan. Suspicion boiled in his gut, fueled by Ethan's sudden calm that mocked his protocols, each giggle a jab at his failure to heal the boy's pain alone. Naomi's back hit the wall, her hands flying up defensively, necklace chains snapping taut against her skin. Nothing, sir. Just routine. Routine? Bull. He's changed. Too fast. James advanced, shoving the tablet under her nose, pixels flickering accusations. Ethan's soft breathing from the crib cut the air, a fragile piece she guarded fiercely. Naomi's pulse hammered, sweat slicking her palms as she dodged his gaze. He's thriving. Isn't that enough? James's hand shot out, grabbing her wrist, twisting hard. Thriving on what? Your secrets? Pain lanced up her arm, but she yanked free, breath exploding. Let go. It's care, not conspiracy. He paced like a caged beast, phone dialing his lawyer mid-stride. Company's suing me for bias. Now this? You're the leak. The call connected, voices murmuring threats. But Naomi interrupted sharply. Look at him, happy for once. James hung up viciously, slamming the phone down, his face inches from hers. Primitive instincts, that's all. I'll watch you closer. He stormed out, but not before activating extra cameras, their red lights pulsing like eyes in the dark. Naomi's knees buckled slightly, breath ragged, the rap's secret burning hotter in hiding. James's pressure mounted, a vice squeezing her defiance, cracks forming in her resolve. His unrelenting hunt primed the explosion, secrets teetering on the edge of revelation. You savage! Tying my son like an animal. James's bellow erupted as he flung open the library door, eyes bulging at Naomi with Ethan strapped secure in the African wrap, her back turned mid-sway. Rage exploded through him, the sight igniting every buried prejudice, his company's lawsuit echoing in his skull like judgment for his own flaws. Naomi whirled, arms locking protective around the bundle, her chin jutting defiant. It's helping him. Helping? This is abuse! James charged forward, fingers clawing at the wrap's knots, yanking hard enough to jolt Ethan awake with a piercing shriek. Naomi's body recoiled, pain shooting through her shoulders, but she held firm, voice slashing back. Stop! Science proves it. Bonds him. Calms anxiety. James's hand slapped hers away, breath heaving hot. Science? Your jungle tricks? Untie him now. Ethan's wails amplified, tiny face crumpling in terror, fueling Naomi's fury. She shoved James's chest, nails raking fabric. Listen, he's been peaceful. Your rules broke him. Broken? By you. He seized the wrap's end, ripping it loose, Ethan tumbling into his arms mid-scream. Naomi lunged to catch the baby, her knees slamming the floor, tears burning tracks down her cheeks. Give him back. You're hurting him. James thrust her away with his free hand, boot kicking the fallen wrap across the room. You're fired. Pack your crap and vanish. His words struck like fists, but Ethan's unrelenting howls drowned them, the child's body rigid in protest. Naomi rose, trembling, fists pounding air. You'll regret this. Your bias blinds you. James slammed the door in her face, locking it with a twist, Ethan's cries echoing his victory's hollow ring. Alone outside, Naomi's sobs choked silent, the wrap's threads scattered like shattered trust. James's triumph cracked under Ethan's despair, the fallout poised to bury him in regret. Shut up, damn you! Stop crying! James's desperate shout cracked through the nursery as Ethan's wails shredded the night, the baby's body convulsing in his arms hours after Naomi's departure. No wrap to cradle him, no calm to chase the terror. Hunger gnawed at the infant, refusing bottles, weight dropping fast like sand through fingers. James's hands shook violently, rocking futile, sweat drenching his shirt. I fixed this. You're safe now. But Ethan's screams intensified, face purpling, tiny fists battering air in raw agony. James collapsed into the rocker, chest heaving, guilt surging like acid. His wife's death replayed brutally in his mind, her last breath blaming his absence, now mirrored in his son's collapse. He clutched a faded journal from her nightstand, pages flipping frantic, her words stabbing. "Hold him close, James. Rules won't save him." His teeth ground together, jaw aching from the clench, but he slammed it shut, hurling it across the room. Isolation clamped down harder, phone buzzing ignored, company alerts screaming losses from the lawsuit, partners fleeing his sinking ship. Pacing endlessly, James thrust Ethan back in the crib, the boy's cries a relentless assault, mirroring his own unraveling empire. Work calls piled up, voicemails accusing, "Your bias is tanking us." He punched the wall, knuckles splitting bloody, pain grounding the spiral. Ethan's weight loss hit critical, doctor warnings flashing on his screen. Hospital imminent. James's breath ragged, he dropped to his knees by the crib, fingers gripping bars white-knuckled. "What have I done?" The admission tore from his throat, hoarse and broken, wife's ghost haunting his failure. Company stocks plummeted further, isolation deepening his torment, each of Ethan's sobs a nail in his coffin of pride. The journal lay open on the floor, its truths beckoning, pushing James toward a desperate quest for answers. "Ignorant fool, your prejudice destroys everything." James's self-accusation ripped from his lips as he snatched his wife's journal from the floor, pages crumpling in his grip, Ethan's cries fading to exhausted whimpers in the background. Desperation clawed his throat, fingers flipping manic through entries, her handwriting stabbing him. African carrying methods, proven by studies, bonds infants deep. His eyes widened, breath snagging sharp, the words blurring through unshed tears. "No, can't be." But doubt cracked his walls, propelling him to his laptop, keys clacking furiously in the dim light. Search terms flew. African baby rap benefits, results flooding the screen. Harvard studies, pediatric journals, blasting truths. Enhances emotional security, reduces cortisol. Science, not savagery. James's fists pounded the desk, wood splintering under the force, his face twisting in horror. "I called it barbaric, threw her out." Regret surged like bile, memories flashing. Naomi's defiant eyes, Ethan's peace shattered by his hands. Hedia led the doctor, or frantic, voice breaking. "Tell me, raps work?" The confirmation hit like a gut punch. "Yes, backed by research. Your son's anxiety needs that touch." James hurled the phone, collapsing back, chest convulsing with sobs he choked down. Hindsight burned. His bias, rooted in grief-fueled isolation, had blinded him to salvation. He grabbed his keys, storming to the car, engine roaring to life. Destination Chicago, Naomi's address pulled from files. "Forgive me," he muttered through gritted teeth, knuckles white on the wheel, the drive a blur of self-loathing. Arrival hit hard, knocking on her door, heart slamming, her mother's glare meeting him first. "You? Here? After what you did?" Naomi appeared, arms crossed, steel tight, eyes flashing fire. "Leave! You've ruined enough." James dropped to his knees, voice raw. "I was wrong. Please come back. Ethan needs you." Naomi's jaw clenched, pain etching her face, but she slammed the door shut, leaving him in the dust. Undeterred, he begged through the woods. "The studies prove it. Your way saves him." Silence answered, his pleas echoing hollow, regret forging a path to redemption he clawed toward. Naomi's rejection fueled his fire, the truths unearthed demanding action, pulling him deeper into atonement's grip. "Bow down and beg, or watch your son waste away." Naomi's ultimatum sliced through the cracked door in Chicago, her eyes locked on James kneeling in the threshold, his suit rumpled from the desperate drive, Ethan's frail photo clutched in his trembling fist. Regret etched his face deep, the study's truths burning holes in his pride, forcing him to swallow bile and plead. "Name your terms, anything." Naomi's arms crossed iron tight, her necklace glinting sharp under the porch light, voice a blade edge. Respect my culture, apologize, see to my mom. Learn the rap yourself. James's knees ground into concrete, pain shooting up his legs, but he nodded fiercely. Done. I'm sorry for everything. Her mother stepped forward, hand slamming the frame. Words mean nothing? Prove it. Naomi yanked the door wider, pulling him inside, her breath steady despite the storm. Start now. Admit your bias wrecked us all. James rose slowly, voice cracking raw. I was blind. Your way saved him, not mine. Satisfaction flashed in Naomi's eyes, but she thrust conditions harder. No more cameras spying and Fun Mom's treatment. Full. He agreed instantly, pen scratching checks with shaking hands, guilt transforming to action. Back in Boston, Naomi returned guarded, wrapped in his hand, Ethan reaching for her with weak coos that pierced James's heart. She demonstrated the binding slowly, his clumsy fingers fumbling knots, sweat beading as he mirrored her moves. Like this. Feel the bond. James's touch softened, Ethan's calm washing over him like redemption's tide. Naomi's stance eased slightly, watching his humility crack open old wounds. One mistake, and I'm gone. For good. James met her gaze, nodding firmly. Never again. The wrap bound them tentatively, healing's first threads weaving through the fractures, trust rebuilding brick by painful brick. Feel the shame. Own it now. Naomi's command pierced James as she thrust the African wrap into his hands in the Boston nursery. Ethan's weak coos urging him forward, the conditions she set now binding him tighter than any knot. James's fingers fumbled the fabric, sweat slicking his palms, his once rigid posture crumbling under her unyielding gaze. Teach me, proper. Naomi's hands guided his, wrapping Ethan securely, the boy's body melting into calm, his giggles bubbling up like long-lost joy. James's breath hitched sharply, tears pricking as the warmth spread through him, mending cracks from his wife's loss. Ethan's recovery surged swiftly, weight returning, eyes sparkling with trust. Naomi's methods weaving magic where gadgets failed. James watched awestruck, his chest expanding with each of Ethan's laughs, guilt transforming to gratitude. You're saving us. Naomi's nod came firm, but she pushed harder. Company next. Fix your bias there. James dove in, appointing her advisor, her voice slicing through board meetings. Diversity isn't quota, it's strength. He implemented changes brutally, firing holdouts, promoting voices like hers, stocks rebounding fiercely as inclusivity fueled innovation. Shared losses bonded them raw. Late nights, James confessing his wife's final words, Naomi sharing her dad's abrupt end, tears mingling as Ethan slept between them. Affection ignited slowly, his hand brushing hers during raps, her smile cracking his defenses. We heal together. Naomi's whisper sealed it, her necklace pressed against his chest in an embrace, passion flaring from mutual respect. The company thrived under her counsel, lawsuits dismissed, James's empire reborn inclusive. Family solidified, Ethan toddling strong, calling Naomi mama in innocent claim, James's heart swelling. He invited her kin to Boston, funding mom's full recovery, bonds forging unbreakable. Naomi's strength shone, her culture infusing their home with vibrancy. James shedding old skins for new growth. The wrap became their symbol, ties strengthening daily, paving paths to unforeseen unions. Marry me, or lose this forever. James's proposal exploded in the garden under blooming lights. A year after Naomi's return, ringbox thrust forward, the diamond etched with African motifs glinting sharply in his palm. Success crowned her. Community award clutched in her free hand, her leadership transforming his company into a diversity beacon. Stocks soaring from her bold reforms. Naomi's breath caught, fingers tracing the ring's patterns, eyes locking on his with fire-forged trust. Prove you're changed, fully. James dropped to one knee, voice raw. I have. Your culture's my guide now. Ethan's toddling steps were interrupted, grabbing Naomi's leg with gleeful shouts. Mama, up! She scooped him swiftly, heart swelling as James joined the embrace. his arms encircling them both, warmth sealing fractures from past storms. "We're family." Naomi's nod came fierce, slipping the ring on, her necklace pressing against his chest in a kiss that ignited passion, long simmering. The wedding fused worlds, African drums pounding alongside American vows, her kin dancing with his colleagues, joy erasing old divides. A new son arrived months later, bundled in the wrap, Ethan's sibling, strengthening their bond. James funded Quai from Thean Massive Charity Fund, channeling profits to uplift communities like Naomi's, her mother's health restored, and family gatherings now routine. Naomi's strength radiated, advising globally, James, her steadfast partner, shedding control for collaboration. "We built this." Their shared glances sparked, Ethan's laughter echoing triumphs over trials. 1 year blurred into bliss, the wrap passed to their newborn, a symbol of unbreakable ties, happiness forged from the ashes of bias. The family's glow illuminated paths ahead, truths ready to echo in final words. "True strength isn't gadgets, it's heart, you fool." James's revelation burst forth as he cradled their newborn son in the wrap, Naomi's hand on his shoulder, Ethan's laughter ringing from the yard where he chased butterflies with her mother. Civilization hit him square. Love's weave trumped tech's cold grip, connections forging empires stronger than steel. Naomi's eyes met his, fierce pride blazing. "You get it now. Bias blinds, but truth frees." James nodded sharply, pulling her close, lips brushing her ear. "I was lost. Your roots saved me." The family circle tightened. Quai from Thean launched, funding wraps for struggling moms. Naomi's voice booming at conferences, James amplifying her message. "Share this. Break chains." Their home pulsed with blended rhythms, African beats mingling American tunes, Ethan's sibling cooing in harmony. James confessed nightly, "I judged wrong. Love's the real power." Naomi's necklace dangled between them, a symbol of triumphs over trials, her kiss sealing vows renewed. In the end, this story reminds us that true civilization lies not in rigid rules or material wealth, but in wisdom, love, and genuine human connection, embracing cultural differences to overcome blind prejudice and heal broken bonds. What about you? Share your thoughts or personal stories of breaking barriers and finding unity in the comments below. We'd love to hear how culture has shaped your life. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this tale of redemption, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and we'll see you in the next video. Stay connected.